Hi, Ben from 24/7Me here, back in the Xiaomi store to have a hands-on review of the new Xiaomi 8. Let's have a look around the device first of all. Now you'll notice straight away a horizontal dual camera system here and a fingerprint sensor on the back. If you look at the left hand side, we have a dual SIM card tray, also expandable storage, microphone on the top, volume rocker and power buttons on the bottom. On the bottom we have two speaker grills either side of a USB-C port. The thing notable straight away is the limited bezels. Just 88% screen to body area ratio, just this small lip at the bottom and the usual notch at the top. The notch actually houses the speaker, the camera and some other sensors. We'll look into that a little bit more in a minute because this actually depends on what you have here, depends on what model you buy, but we'll go into that in a bit more detail. Now this is actually running a Snapdragon 845 chip, so it runs very smoothly. I'm very impressed. Up there with all the latest flagship phones. I know the first thing I'm going to say though is it looks like an iPhone 10, and bar the bezel at the bottom, it definitely does. It's definitely taken some of its design from there, but it works really well. The camera setup similar to the iPhone, two 12 megapixel cameras, optical image stabilization built in here. But the thing to notice, the thing I was most impressed about with this phone was the screen. They've taken a 6.2 inch display from a Samsung. Samsung have produced this, and we've got just over a 2:1 ratio, and the screen being AMOLED screen is really good, so much better than any of the Xiaomi phones that have come out. I'm really impressed with this. So they're taking the screen from Samsung, they've taken the gestures from Apple. You can see the slide up from the bottom, they've clearly taken that from the Apple phone, but it works well. It's maybe not as smooth, but maybe that's just the way I'm getting used to it. The camera's also good. We have loads of different modes, we'll see in a minute. With the dual camera setup, definitely is no issue with clarity. The dual cameras definitely work better on Xiaomi phones than the single cameras that I had issues with in the past. The different modes here, we have a usual portrait mode, which uses AI to balance the two pictures there and to produce the portrait effect. On top of the iPhone style hand gestures, we also have this little widget here that we can use to go back, open apps, close apps, such as that. So we've got both options here, depending on which one we like. Now, the camera wise, I mean, this is no camera test that I've done today, but the camera's good, it's suitably decent for everyday use. However, it's not going to be the same level as an iPhone or maybe the S9. But when you consider the cost, which we'll talk about in a minute, the camera is perfectly suitable. Let me have a quick look at the settings here just to see what this one's running. I'm using the 128 gig model here in store. You can see the 6.21 inch screen, Samsung produced, and running the Snapdragon 845. You can see this model has 6 gig of RAM, but we'll talk about the differences in the models in a minute. But the thing that I really want to mention, and I hope you get from this, is the quality of the screen. Now next to my iPhone screen, this is much brighter. I think it's a real big jump that they've used a Samsung screen here. As for the look and feel of the device, I mean, it looks really good. I'm not overly keen on the back. It is a real fingerprint magnet, something I don't like too much, and so that is really going to annoy me. But it doesn't feel too slippy. It feels quite comfortable in the hand to hold. The edges are really well rounded. All four edges are bezeled in, so yeah, it's a comfortable phone to hold. It's a good size, and yeah, overall, very impressed with the look of it. I actually also have the white model here, so if I just bring that across, then you'll notice that this is nowhere near as much of a fingerprint magnet. Also looks good in the white, but from the front you can slightly see the white bezel, which is slightly annoying. I don't think the screen looks as good. Even though the screen bezels are black, you can see the white edge, and that would slightly annoy me. So my choice is definitely the black, but obviously that's a personal choice. Xiaomi did also announce a different version, an Explorer edition, that has a few different features, such as the security features. It actually has an in-screen fingerprint sensor just here, along with a fingerprint sensor at the back as usual, and at the top here it has a 3D infrared camera. Whereas this actually only has the infrared on it. It's not a 3D sensor like on the iPhone, so it is slightly different. But that is just on the Explorer edition, and it is yet to be decided when this is going to be released and any other availability on that. So there we have it, that's the new Mi 8. Any questions, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to check out our Mi Band 3 video where you have a chance to win one, and don't forget to subscribe.